Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Mika Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for an illustration stream. Today we're going to work on some thumbnail sketches for my 2024 Gryphon birthday card design. Before I get started, I wanted to announce my charity of the month is Vegan Outreach. It helps animals by informing people who are ready about a vegan lifestyle, how to transition and to get your nutrition and all that other cool stuff. So I'm going to be making a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. So if you'd like to help me, just bring your friends. That's all you have to do. But if you'd like to make a donation yourself, there's a donation button below my stream as well. So the sketches I'm going to do are thumbnail sketches. I realize I did not actually print a sheet, so I'm going to have to do that. But what we worked on last week, we got a bunch of brainstorming done in written word here in my little brainstorming notebook. Got a scene and then further ideas to try. Also, we figured out which animals we're going to be putting together to create the Gryphon. So it's going to be the little pied cormorant on the front half of the Gryphon. The back half is going to be a tiger quoll. So last time we did some sketches of the little pied cormorant. So I figure I'll probably do some more sketches today. We didn't do any of the tiger quoll. But before we get too much into sketching the individual animals, I wanted to do some thumbnail sketches of the composition. And so here I have work in progress, just to show you what I'm going to step off to the side real quick and print because I forgot. I have these little sheets. They're set up in Photoshop so that they're the exact proportions of the full-size image. So I want to make a 5x7 half-fold greeting card. So when it's unfolded, that's 10x7, 10 this way and 7 this way. So these are that same proportion, just small, and that's why it's called thumbnail, because it's small like your thumbnail. Not obviously not actual thumbnail size, but the point is that you do a really small sketch so you can do it really fast and just get the general idea onto the page. And so that's what I wanted to do today, but I forgot to print myself a new sheet. That won't take very long. I will, let me see, I can actually just, haha, now that I know this works. All right, so my microphone's kind of far away from me. So hopefully this sounds not too bad, but I can just quickly turn on, let's see, haha, so you can see my desktop and see what I'm talking about. So I open Photoshop, let that load, then that way I'm not having to just only narrate what I'm doing because I forgot I needed these. I mean, I thought of it like minutes before, but then it just was like, whoop, slipped away. Because I was distracted because my hoodie, I had a white long sleeve shirt on, well not white, more like cream, and then I realized, oh man, I don't want to get ink on this by accident, so I switched to this Inktober hoodie, actually, which I keep down here, but I haven't worn it in a while and is covered in dog fur, so I wanted to lint roll that off, and I got distracted by that. Okay, so we're going to go to open now that this is loaded. Did you register my click? Thank you. Okay. And let's see, it's under visual art and art creation aids. And so here I have, as you can see, several different ones. If we want this 10x7. So they're designed to be the right proportions and also fit easily on 8.5x11 standard sheet of paper. So just open that. Do I want one or two? Guess we'll do one, and if we need more than one, I just want to double check the settings. Make sure it's on the Brother printer and not on the Epson, because I don't want to waste archival quality ink when all I need is a, what is it called? Instead of ink printing, instead I need toner. I just need a toner print, so there. Looks good. Now you might be able to hear the printer. There it goes. Okay, I'm gonna turn my screen, my display capture overlay off and go back to my physical media workstation camera. And cha-chan! Here is the new sheet. Let me turn my secondary monitor back around so I can see if anyone wants to talk to me in the chat. Okay. Now I've got lazy Nezumi in the way. Minus that. I'm going to leave Photoshop open even though it's going to use a little bit of resources just by being open. Leave it open just in case I have to print another one later. I usually don't do... What I learned in school was like you should be doing 50 thumbnails, and so this is 15. And to do the 50 thumbnails to make to do it the right way, I'd have to be filling up what, like 3 or 4 pages of this. No. I usually do something like this, filling most or half of the page, and then I find something that's good. Because maybe I would do it differently if I was actually being commissioned to create this piece, but right now I'm just making the work I want to make, so I'll just work on it as much as I want to work on it. Okay, so I can set this to the side for now. This is just my project folder for these greeting cards. Okay, so that goes there, and this goes here. I think that's good. Oh, I just realized I don't have my pencil. Oh, and I need my blue pen. Let's see, what side of my project box is it? Here it is. My standard drawing kit. These funny eyes here on the screen here. I'll get it so there's the head of the cormorant right there. To make my workstation a little bit more interesting. Alright, so actually the first thing I'm going to do is take this blue pen and this ruler. It's actually pretty cool because it has this, oh, you can't really see, okay. It has this coating on the back that once you put pressure on it, it makes it really hard to, like I'm trying to move this and it's not moving. And it's not like I'm holding it down, like I have to really try. And so it's really, really nice. It's by Ray May. And it's just this smooth coating, like it's not very, you wouldn't even realize that that's what it's for, but it's super awesome! So, what I'm going to do is, like I did, I can get this out again and show you. Like I did here, put this blue line in the middle, and that shows me where the half fold is going to be, so that I can keep that in mind. And it's actually a pretty fun challenge. Keeping that line in mind, but not designing the illustration so much around it that becomes sort of like a visual desert. You have to be willing to sacrifice some things along that line so that, well, at least for what I'm trying to accomplish, because I want a piece that when it's open, or if you were to get a print and not a greeting card, you wouldn't necessarily guess that it was designed to be a front image and a back image that come together when open. So it's a nice challenge for me. So I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to use the ruler and the straight edge. So first the ruler is just to measure. This is about 6 centimeters, so we're just going to put a little mark. Alright, I actually got to move this because I need space. Move that to the side. I need space for my arm to move up. So we're just going to mark every middle, and it doesn't have to be super precise. It's just for thumbnail sketches, so even if the line ends up being a little wonky or something, it's totally fine. I actually was not expecting, I wasn't planning to live stream this part of the process. I don't think that this is too bad of a thing. It's not super boring like image collecting or something for reference, but I thought I'd have a little extra time to get closer to the main event, basically, of the illustration, which is settling on a final sketch and then getting working from there. But I took too long today. I had a really rough night of sleep, and so I've just been so slow and so distractible today. I mean, even I said it earlier, just now I was distracted by all the fur. There's still a little bit, but it's not, it was totally caked because the sleeves were hanging down off the back of my chair, and my dog walks by. I think it's mostly Aoife's fur, and she walks by back and forth. So for weeks, she was brushing her hair on my hoodie sleeves. Anyway, it's all good. It just changed. I was able to get everything I wanted done today, other than that prep work. And it's not that big of a deal because I can just do this part on stream and everyone can see the making of process, which I think is kind of a revelation. Like, I didn't realize before I went to school that this is the kind of thing you have to do. I just thought some people do. I'm not going to take credit away. Some people can magically make the most amazing illustration without any prep work. It just comes into their mind like magic. But it doesn't work like that for me. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to make a picture that I liked. I would feel discouraged when I imagined something, but then when I actually made it, it didn't turn out. Like, there were things wrong with it that I just didn't even realize would be problems visually, because in your brain, it's like, oh yeah, that'll be awesome. You put it on paper and you're like, ugh. And then it feels like it's not a waste of time, but it feels like a big waste of time because you made this image expecting it to be awesome. And then it's below your expectations. And instead of feeling like a learning experience, which it is still, even if you work that way, it's still a learning experience and you get better next time. But that's not how I felt. But then I learned about this method and I was like, oh, this is the best. And now I've made my illustrations like this ever since because I could work through all those little things that in my brain seem good, or maybe I didn't come up with an idea until I start drawing. It's just like with writing. I'm working on an illustrated novel, and at least half of it, probably way more, would never have been part of the story if it only stayed in my head. There's just no other way other than starting to write and making words appear on my free write typewriter. Okay, so I've got my lines in the middle so that I know about, we'll call it the gutter, but it's on the outside, so it's kind of not a gutter, but maybe it is. I don't know what the technical term is for that. But for my sake and for everybody else, I am going to reread. I'll read it out loud. Normally I just read it to myself, but I'll read it out loud so that I have this visual in my head, this scene in my head with some other, some extra notes that one of my subscribers, Wolf, asked me some great questions last week when I was doing this, and I'm going to use this to start sketching. So, without any further ado, a mommy and daddy griffin stand to either side of a nest filled with 3 hungry baby griffins. They're celebrating their first birthday. The nest is decorated with flowers and flags, and the babies all wear cute party hats. The parents are feeding their children delicious cupcakes. One baby has already eaten their first one and has frosting all over their face. One baby is chomping their cupcake, and the third baby is waiting, mouth open, for the cupcake to drop. And the bullet points are, could add more griffins to scene on branches, etc. Could be a coastal bird, either cliff face or on the beach. And actually, since we decided on the little pied cormorant, they live in near swamps, lakes, lagoons, estuaries, and coastline. their nest, a platform of branches, sticks, green with leaves. Nest near other birds like other cormorants, herons, ibises, spoonbills. So these are other birds that I might use to create other griffins. And then the tiger quoll lives in wet forest, and they live in dens. So that's something to keep in mind. So either, I did like the idea of keeping it in the open air, but a den would be different. It's interesting to create a griffin and think of it in a naturalistic way, because the bird has just an inherently different way of living and raising its young from a mammal. So it's like, and I think about this with my novel too, because it's a griffin novel. I'm like, do they live in nests? Do they lay eggs, or do they have live births? Like this kind of thing. But I think since the back half is the mammal, I'd imagine that the back half would inform the manner of birth, but the front half is what would be building the nest and thinking about, or building the home, or whatever you'd call it. And so I kind of think that it would still be a nest, but it would be a live birth in the nest. That's generally the conclusion I come to, that they could build a nest in a den, but how many dens are along coastline? I know. Real quick, I'm going to look up the nest of this bird and see, is it out in the open, or is it like under... When I was reading Wikipedia, it didn't really explain that, I realize now. Little pied cormorant nest. Flat platform, here we go, Australian.museum. Let's see what the Australian Museum has to say. It's taking forever to load. Have some pictures. Oh, there are! Oh wow, this one has almost entirely white head. That's different from the ones that I drew from Wikipedia. Okay, let's see if there's any photos of the nest. Oh, there's no photos of the nest. It says it's a platform, but what does that mean? Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted. So breeding behaviors. It says little pied cormorants breed either, here, I guess you could see this. Breed either in colonies or less commonly in single pairs. The nest is a flat platform of sticks lined with green leaves, usually placed in a tree. There we go. It's usually in a tree. Both adults share in egg incubation and care of the young. That's actually perfect. I did not read about that before, but that's perfect for my scene, is that because both parents are taking care. But I want a photo. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. It's like in the crotch of a tree. Or this one's just in among a bunch of branches. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. It's quite messy. So that's both nice and kind of tough for drawing. Okay. Drawing some... It seems like, oh, it'll be easy, just draw a bunch of scribbles, but not the way I do my illustrations. Okay. Oh, this is so cute. Here's another. This one has 3 babies in it. It's just like the picture. Just like the picture. This picture is just like my scene that I wrote about. Okay. So that's what their nest looked like. I just needed that idea to... I needed a visual in my head. Okay, hold on. My phone stand is not charging today because I have my laptop here, which is it's plugged in, but I haven't used my laptop in several days, so it's not actually feeding electricity into the cord. Okay. We have got the scene in mind. Let's do a little sketching. So we need to have room for a mommy and a daddy bird. And the original scene that I have imagined from the beginning since writing that is 1 on each side. Maybe one is closer to the viewer and one is farther. I can draw the little scribbles for the thumbnails. That's the point of the thumbnails. Oh, I drew a bird though. I need to remember that it's supposed to be a griffin. I have a general memory of what the, what is it called? Tiger quoll. What the tiger quoll looked like. But I didn't draw any, so I remember it had a very long tail. The one with the mouth open would be over here, I think. And I give it a little happy eye. And curly tail. There's one. Maybe there's two over on this side. And this is the one. Maybe this one looks back at the viewer. This is the one that finished eating already and has the frosting covered face. And this one is happily chomping. The little parent's eyes are happy too. So unlike my seasonal Gryphon illustrations that I've been doing, also greeting cards, but these birthday cards, I'm making them more caricaturized, making them more, let's say cartoony, and that they've got more human type expression of emotions and behavior, more like a cartoon version of an animal. Okay. Well, there's the first one. Super basic, a fairly symmetrical composition, but this Gryphon is larger and closer at least. Doesn't really leave room for more Gryphons to make like a party type scene. So in order to do that, we'd have to make the nest smaller. So let's try another centrally divided scene. I mean, of course it's centrally divided, but the main focus of the scene will be in the middle, just for this one. And there's babies. This is the one looking, I like the idea of one looking at the viewer. Lots of people liked the one Gryphon that seemed to be looking at the viewer in my Autumn Gryphon illustration that I finished last week, so that's at the top of my mind right now. Since this is meant to be an illustration that when somebody receives it as a birthday card, then it would make them smile. Okay, so here's all the babies in this crazy, messy nest. And the nest is held up by branches. Putting a lot of branches in here so that more Gryphons can stand. So let's put one of the parents here. Keep thinking it's the daddy one. I don't know why, just keep thinking that. Feeding. Feeding this baby here. Yay! You're here a little bit early again today. How's your day been? How's your weekend? Yep, thumbnail time. This is actually kind of a difficult part of the process. Not like the tedious part where I'm like, I want to work on something else, but just like, it's hard to come up with lots of different ideas, but it's very good to try at least. Alright, so this is the mommy one. She's already fed these two. This one is the one with the frosting all over the mouth. This one's chomping away, and this one is waiting for their cupcake. Oh, nice. Oh, there's the little ranger. Yay! New game. What new game did you start? I'm gonna have a drink out of my shaker bottle. That's what that noise is. Oh, I also have my tea here. I should drink that because it's got caffeine. Ooh, still quite warm. My Captain Marvel tumbler, I don't want to spill, but holds, it's that Corksicle brand. Holds the heat in really well. Enshrouded survival game. Is it a sort of... For some reason that feels like it should be a zombie survival game. Or like some sort of supernatural vampires or something. What's it about? Enshrouded. So there's got to be like a mystery, right? Okay, so if we're going to have some other Gryphon guests... I didn't look up what any of these other birds that they might nest near look like. Oh, heron. I can sort of draw a heron. So let's have one really, really close right here. With what looks like a smile as they watch on. Oh, it looks very cartoony because I'm not using reference sounds. Super cartoony. Look at this heron. Right there. It's just for the thumbnail. Alright, more. So back here would be much smaller. Let's add someone in here. That's the little happy eyes. Just to show that they're happily enjoying this moment with the family. These are the neighbors, I guess, come to see. Oh, cool. I love fantasy. So is it sort of like British style fantasy with like elves and ogres and dragons and stuff? So that's why it's called Enshrouded. That seems fun. What platform or whatever is it on? Let's see, maybe there would be some more babies here. I don't know what kinds these are. They're just placeholders for some sort of griffins. The friends of these ones. They're probably all born around the same time. Maybe. Oh, this is a really interesting convergence feeling, like it's all coming down. So this is nice for bringing the eye. All of these branches bring the eye to the birthday babies. Alright, but let's do another one. Let's try for filling up the page. That would be nice. I don't usually do that. Oh, PC. Man, I still need to finish Breath of the Wild, but I'm still trying to finish all of the achievements on Animal Crossing. I started Breath of the Wild first, but I decided to do Animal Crossing last year, and I've still been playing it. But that would be fun. So it's sort of like just this open world, and you just go around. Is it... So it's a survival game, but is it like a scary kind of survival game? Or it's more like you gotta find your food for the day, you gotta find your water for the day, or something like that? Okay, so we've got this sort of middle, close image. Now we have this farther out one. Let's go super in so that only the babies are really in the frame, and then you just see the two parents here and there. And I guess for now I'll stick with this, the babies are in the dead center kind of thing. So this crazy messy nest that I looked up. Building. Oh, so you're doing building. So is it kind of, so I have not played it, but is it kind of like Minecraft then, that you just build whatever you want? I haven't played Minecraft. I mean, I have only seen stuff from it. I've had people invite me to play, but I just don't. It's so hard. I have so many things I want to do. Okay. Baby number 1. Now, I've just been doing sort of generic looking beaks, but I'm trying to keep in mind that they'll have fairly long beaks. They're not like those little seed-eating birds with the short, teeny, tiny, squat beaks. But it doesn't have to be too precise anyway. This is just about placement and stuff. Let's do the tail up. Like when a dog is really happy. Happy and excited. So this is the one waiting for their tasty cupcake. Oh, Exie, hello! How are you? Look at this spinning. How are you? Did you have a great weekend? Or at least, did you have a good weekend? It's going to be a little, what is it? It's very subjective. Great versus good or okay. You can create home locations and fast travel. Oh, that's nice. So does that mean you can basically create wherever you want it to be and then fast travel between those? And is it unlimited? Like once you build whatever you need to build, you can just keep building them and building them? Oh, wonderful. Yay, Exie. So glad to hear it, as always. You're welcome. Oh, I'm good. I'm a bit tired today, but I got through the day, and here I am making progress on my next illustration. I'm still super happy about how this streaming schedule is working out this year and how much progress I'm making. Last year, I made 2 illustrations, and one had already been started. So this is awesome. I finished one that was sort of started and already starting the next one, and we're only halfway through February. This is the best. The heck is this thing? Oh, it is a shrimp. Oh, I actually finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, that reminds me. We were talking about British comedy when we were talking about that, and we just started watching a new one on, or I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me. What is it called? Kunk on Earth. It is so funny. We have one episode left. And it's not just funny. Like, actually, a lot of what it says is really poignant. And it's like, oh, man, that's hilarious. And also so sad and so true. So, Exley, what did you think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine now that you finished the whole thing? Y'all know about it, too. Oh, Wolf says, super fun to fly around in the wingsuit, so it really is like Breath of the Wild. That's cool. Wingsuit, so you can just wear it all the time? You just, like, turn it on, or do you have to sort of, like, equip it, and it's taking up an, what is it? Taking up an item slot or something. That's another comedy, right? IT Crowd. Like I said last time, I don't watch too many such shows, but I'm so glad. Well, I guess it doesn't surprise me. I'm gonna put this one's wings out. I feel like maybe they're so excited they're getting their wings into it too. So zoomed in, I feel like I have room to put the wings out. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that y'all know about it because I asked my sister if she wanted to watch it, and she was like, oh, yes. And I was like, oh, have you seen it already? And she's like, no, I haven't seen it, but I've been seeing the memes. I was like, oh, okay. I don't have time to just scroll and find memes and stuff, so I don't see stuff like that. I'm not exposed to things in that way, so. Okay, this one is the one eating, so it has the cupcake in the mouth. And then this one, oh, great idea. This one, we could have its body in the gutter basically here where the fold would be, but we can have the head curving around because this is the one that will have the messy face because they already ate theirs. So they're just sort of looking at the viewer, and they have it's hard to show messy face in the thumbnail, but there. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, B99 was great. Oh, good. We lost our chance. How many seasons was it again? Yeah, maybe I'll watch it because there's only 6 episodes, I believe, of this Kunk on Earth. Although, I do have some other shows that I'm still in the middle of watching. I think I started a new anime recently, and we only got a couple episodes in. Try and sneak Ranger into one? Into the nest here? She's just... Here she is. That's a funny idea. She's in on the celebrations. That's a cute idea. There she is. You wouldn't even notice it at first in this thumbnail because it's so busy with so many people, and then you're like, wait a minute. That one's not a Gryphon. For me. That's funny. Okay, so let's fill in more of this nest now. And then we've got, we just have the, I don't know why the daddy one is always over here in my head, but this is the daddy one. Here's the cupcake. And ready to be dropped into this one's mouth. No, wait, this one was meant to be eating it already. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, this one is waiting. This is the mommy one, for whatever reason, in my mind. Ooh, and we can see the cupcake really up and close this way. If we do it this... If we have the one waiting for the cupcake on this side. Oh, okay. Lots of information. 8 seasons. Wow, that'll take me a little while. This is why we thumbnail. Yes, precisely. Originally, the Kunk on Earth was originally just a few episodes. So it just got put on Netflix, apparently. I mean, I don't know when it came out on Netflix, but I only just heard about it last week. But I thought it was amazing because we were talking about comedy shows that same day, and then after I was done with work, my husband was like, I started watching this show, and I really think I need to watch it with you. So. Oh, cool. So, it was originally just a few episodes. So everything that's on Netflix now for the Kunk on Earth is all new? Or is it like this is a recurring character now and this character did previous documentaries? Oh man, I could talk all day about that. You gave me goosebumps. Me too. There's two moments. There's many moments, but two that really stick out to me in the show so far, and I've watched 4 or 5 episodes. There's only one left, so however many that leaves only one left. The nuclear bomb thing, I was like, if more people's reaction was this, which I think is the appropriate reaction, we wouldn't have this problem. And then the other one was in the very first episode where she's like, and then humans enslaved all the cows and chickens and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's hilarious, but it's like, it's so true. It's sad and true. It's the same thing with the nuclear bomb and many, many, many other things. Like, I love the bit with the Marie Curie. I don't want to give it away for anybody, but there's so many great jokes in it. But they still make, sometimes they're just like off the wall. And like, that's so ridiculous. And other times it's funny, but it's true. The writers are awesome. And then there's just really super wacky stuff in there. But it's like, oh, what a great show. I'm so glad. Yeah, there's so many, I don't want to give away any of the punchlines. There's so many good ones. I can see why it's being made into memes, because there's so many made really good points. And I keep imagining, like, if this show had come out while I was still in university, I feel like every class I went to would be talking about it, because it's covering, like, everything. Art history, just human history, all of these things. Amazing. It's amazing. Okay, I'm not even working on my sketches because I love that show. So I'll watch that next episode, and then maybe we'll watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I bet my husband would be happy to watch that. It's one of his favorite shows ever of all time. Okay, what's another thing I can do that's different? Well, we can make it a different orientation or a different placement of the nest. Let's do a really zoomed out one with the nest on what would be the front half of the card. And then, so the nests are like in the crooks of trees and stuff, supported by branches. I looked this up earlier because I couldn't visualize it just based on the little description I got from Wikipedia and stuff. And I found out they're usually built in trees. So we've got this tree supporting the nest. Let's have a few more branches coming off this way and that. And their nests are like a total wreck. They just like jam a bunch of sticks together, it looks like. It's not a neat woven thing. It's just like, let's put enough sticks until the babies don't fall out. I need a drink of my tea. Let's see, 15 minutes till break time. Okay, so over here what we could have, what could we have? Maybe I need to have more branches coming out of this tree. So we need more branches for people to stand on. Yeah. More branches. Maybe, so let's see if that one's coming out there. Maybe there's another one coming down, coming off from down here. All right, and the little baby's in here. One in the back we'll put, and then the other one this way. And then one of the parents can be over here, I think. And the tail could be hanging down. Well, this parent is like just as big as the baby, so let's make it bigger. And the head's down to give them the cupcake. Aw, yay! I'm glad that you love it. Yeah, the Happy Ranger. They're not all looking exactly the same, but I'm happy with that because that's never been my forte. I think they look close enough. Okay, see you later. When you get back, I don't know how long it'll be. The next emote I want to make, oh, I can't remember. I have a list. Okay, so I'm going to have the mommy one with her front feet up on the edge of the nest to support herself, back feet down, stretching down to stand on this branch. Tail. I seem to recall, I haven't looked it up today, but I seem to recall the tail was very long on the tiger quoll. So although here I do like the idea of having one very close to show off the cupcake, on the other hand I like the idea of having something to show off how long the tail is. In other words, I guess the cupcake's more important than the tail. Okay, wings. Okay. It's hard to even tell what's going on. There's so many scribbles over here, but this one I zoomed out so that I can make room for some friends and family, maybe. So let's do some little babies from somebody else, but maybe they're a little older or something so they can leave their nests. One is a reverse Gryphon, but not left out. One is a reverse Gryphon? What? I forgot what we were talking about. Let's see. Can I have somebody here? This is kind of an awkward spot, but maybe they would be sitting here. Their wings are back. And then this is like a heron griffin or something, one of the neighbors of the cormorants. Maybe stands here, watching on. Animal head, avian bottom. That feels so top heavy. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but for some reason it feels very, very, very top heavy. Throwing everything at the wall. That would be a nice, let's take a break for a minute. Let's see. Let's just go to a new page. And I like to use a pen for this kind of thing. Let's see, I was using this one, right? I have done some interesting griffins. I guess it's a little bit more like a chimera because if the top part... Ooh, but if it's a bat, though... Okay, hold on. Bat. Hee. Beep, boop, beep, boop. I've drawn some bats in the past, so I have a very general idea of what they look like. Okay, so if there's bat wings. And they got their little claws on it. And these come out, they're essentially the equivalent of hands. So these are the equivalent of fingernails. They're claws. I mean, claws are fingernails, but they're on the ends of the wings. Okay, so the bat is like this. Okay, so the mammal on the top, and that's how you can still have wings. Bird bottom, though. Oh, but they've got their back feet. So the back feet of the... Oh, I don't remember what the back feet look like. We'll just do a really generic.
I don't understand.
Oh.
Something related. Do you want to know what animal has wings but is not a bird?
Yes. I don't know if you're hearing this.
ReptileKnowledge.com, they say, mammals, bats are the only freely flying mammals. A few
Oh.
other mammals can glide or parachute. The best known are flying squirrels and flying lemurs.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I don't know if you heard that. My speaker thought I was asking it a question. Okay, so I made the bat, but these are the front feet. Okay, what kind of bird on the back of a bat? Bird. I feel like could just be a... Oh, it's hard to see it though. Well, this membrane is kind of transparent. So let's just do like a little basic sort of songbird that you might see. In the backyard. It looks super weird. Okay. Oh. This looks super weird. That was fun. Okay. In order to have a flying griffin that's a mammal on the front, it has to be a bat, according to Google, which I did not mean to ask, but that was useful information. And then I put on this like really basic bird on the back. So it can work. I feel like that works. This is a super basic sketch, but... Sheep bat. Oh yeah, that works really nice. A sheep bat, because all the bats I've ever seen are actually quite fuzzy and lovely. Yeah, chimera is similar, though I think chimera traditionally, mythologically, also has a snake tail. I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Myth chimera. Oh, neat. Okay, hold on. Here it is. Wikipedia. According to Greek mythology, chimera, literally means she-goat, was a monstrous fire-breathing hybrid creature from Lycia, Asia Minor, composed of different animal parts, usually depicted as a lion, so that's similar with a griffin, head of a goat protruding from its back, and a tail that might end with a snake's head. Offspring of Typhon and Echidna, and a sibling of monsters like Cerberus, I can't remember, Cerberus, I think, and Lernaean Hydra. The term chimera has come to describe any mythical or fictional creature with parts taken from various animals to describe anything composed of disparate parts or perceived as wildly imaginative, implausible, or dazzling. Yeah, so we can make a chimera with anything. That's cool. And since it even goes so far as to put a snake on the tail, and the tail is usually just another part, but they put the little head on the snake so you could, like, I don't know, you could have a spider on the tail or something. Okay, I think that this is I guess we can put another small Gryphon here. Oh, happy eyes. So small you can't really tell, but... So at least the way I drew this tree, the front, what would end up being the front half of the card is very busy, and then the back half just has some bonus Gryphons. But there's still more. I'm sure we can find more compositions. I mean, we don't even have to stick to this scene. We could just, let's try something super basic, super zoomed in, just a single baby being fed a cupcake. So we'll put like the cupcake right in the middle. Didn't see how to spell. Gryphon, Chimera, Cerberus, Gryphon, Cerberus, Chimera. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's sort of like the square is a square is a rectangle. No. Yeah, square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square kind of thing. Because one is a more specific. Chimera can be, although if you're going back into the Greek mythology or whatever, this is, what is it, Greek? Lycia. Yeah, according to Greek mythology. So, it's a very specific creature if you're talking about Greek mythology, but if you're just talking about mythical creatures in general, it's come to just be like anything that's made up of a bunch. So Gryphon could be potentially described as a chimera. I think that's what you're saying. Okay. Here's the beak holding the cupcake. Ooh, and it's just about time for break time. Almost time for break time. We can't even see the parent's face. Just their beak. And then we'll have the little baby. We want to make it small enough that it's obvious, like, this is a baby one. We'll make the beak wider. Like chubbier, like a baby. Like a human baby tends to be chubbier. Well, of course they are, but let's see, what am I trying to say? The proportions are more squished, kind of like a chibi. That's why chibis are cute, because they look like little babies. It's like the head will be more round. The adults have a more elongated head. This one, so close. Let's put a little star in the eye. Like an anime style star. We could put some little stars in the sky too. I mean the sky, the area around the baby. I imagine the babies also have more... I've not actually looked that closely, but I imagine their feathers are a little bit more puffy. I feel like that's how it usually is for baby birds. Hold on, Wolf, I saw you just posted something. Oh. Is this you? This is what I was thinking of. First birthday. That's the best part. So yeah, even though I think this is a cute scene, I definitely want to... I like the idea of having the 3 babies and then one of them will have a cake face. Well, that's a cute idea too, that not all of the babies have to be in the nest. one could be clambering on a parent. Your own experience. Well, it was a great recommendation. I wouldn't have thought of it on my own. Because I'm so interested in taking the animals that I'm combining to create a new fantasy creature, but also taking the naturalistic aspects to make a scene that fits those animals, even though it's complete fantasy. So I don't immediately think of what is it like for human birthdays. Okay, so I'm going to do another one sort of this close in, but maybe we'll have one of the parents here looking down, maybe like looking happy. And then there's the baby is climbing on and has the messy face. This will be the messy face baby. Climbing on the parent's back. And we could have the wings coming out too. There'd be a lot more room for that. And it even makes sense that they could use their wings to balance themselves. And help climb up too. Something that's useful when doing thumbnails is having this extra space to draw out, so that even though you won't see this stuff, it still helps you to be able to draw this part in the first place, if that makes any sense. So this one just got their cupcake, so this will be the baby with the cupcake still in the mouth. And we can do this close-up thing over here again with the beak and the cupcake. So that really helps drive home the idea of birthday in a otherwise quite naturalistic scene, considering that it's fantasy. Especially if it has little sprinkles. Some sprinkles on it. And then we can also get a close-up look at one of the babies. We can give the big starry eyes here. Huge star eyes. Wow. Yes, give cupcake. Looks kind of like an alien. It's hard to draw it without the reference, but reference gets in the way at this point. I don't need the reference right now. Aside from really basic things like, what exactly does their nest look like? It's just about the overall placement at this point. There'll be more nest in the background. That even leaves room. We could have some branches coming across. We don't necessarily have to show the fact that this is a platform style nest. We could just have a branch coming across for others to be sitting on. And maybe reversing this. I keep drawing it this way over and over and over, but it could be reversed too, so that this is the front of the card. Because the way the fold works, it comes up like this, so this will always be the front, with the illustration being on the outside of the card. But this is a good time to take my little 5-minute break. So I shall do that. I'll put this bat Gryphon up. I'll also try to remember to gradually bring my mic back on so that I'm not jump scaring everyone, because I did not have time to, I didn't even have time to prepare for this. So I didn't have time to make the nice little slideshow I want to make. It's on my to-do list. Okay, so I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll put my little be right back sign. Okay, be back soon. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Hopefully this is quiet enough. I'm going to turn it up slowly to get to my normal volume level. Wolf, what do you mean? You can make your subscriber badge a piece of tofu. I love tofu. I just found at the my local Asian grocery store this awesome kind of... Oh, that works better? Wonderful. Yay, I'm so glad. I found that awesome tofu, but it's like strips. And the protein count is like off the charts. Because I'm working on my body composition. I have been for a long time. So I want to make sure I'm getting enough protein, whether I'm on a bulking or a cutting diet, a muscle gain or a fat loss diet. And so I had this protein tofu, this specifically protein tofu, more protein per serving than firm tofu. And then this stuff is like an extra 5 grams per serving, the same serving size. And I'm like, what? I gotta try this. Because the tofu is great. You just have your sauce, curry sauce, ramen, something, just put it in there. You don't even necessarily have to like do anything else other than cook it in the sauce, but you could like pan fry it or bake it or whatever, and it just absorbs all of the tasty goodness of the sauce. So I'm super excited to try these interesting... It says it's like an... I don't know if it's ancient, but it's like a traditional Chinese style tofu or something on the package. So, wait, why is my subscriber badge tofu? Because I love tofu. I also love chickpeas. So it's the different foods that I've started eating all the time ever since I went vegan. I'm like, man, I never even ate chickpeas. Like, I might have accidentally eaten chickpeas because they were in the food, but I never went out of my way to try to eat them. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I never really ate falafel. And I'm like, oh, falafel is so good. It's basically a bunch of chickpeas with other stuff, but yeah, I could do a tofu badge. Chickpea badge. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. They could be little anime ones too. Little cute little tofu with an anime face. A little chickpea with an anime face. What else? What else is a simple like Because I was like, oh, soy milk, but that's more of the carton. Like, just a little simple. It could be strawberry. Strawberry blew my mind when I was researching protein, how to get a lot of protein. It's like, literally everything has some amount of protein in it. And I was like, what? Serving of strawberries, 1 gram of protein. What? So strawberry could be one of my... That's a cute idea. I've been thinking about what I want to do for the subscriber badges, because that's another thing that I could make once I run out of slots for emotes that could be rewards for people on Twitch. So, thank you for helping me think of something. I think that's a cute idea. I had been thinking of something else, but I can't recall it at the moment. Okay, so let's try. It's nice to have had that break. Let's try doing something completely different. Let's just have all 3 of the babies just like straight in a row. And we'll have, so one of them and this composition is just going to get cut off, or like cut, divided down the middle by the card. But let's try something like this, where it's a straight on, divided into 3s, and their little front hands are grabbing this. So this will still be the side of this messy nest. Just a little bit of indication. Maybe we aren't even seeing the parents really, other than, we'll go in order. So, which one shall we have? Well, we can try both ways. So we'll have this little fellow is the one that's already eaten. Messy face, baby cake face. This one is eating, so we'll have the head tilted back a bit, maybe a little to the side, and got its partial cupcake in the mouth. Of course, happy eyes. And then this one is waiting, so head tilted all the way back. You know, like little baby birds in the nest going tweet, 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 tweet. Feed me cupcake. That's not what baby birds actually say, but that's what these griffins are saying. Okay, getting the bodies and the wings in there a little bit. The only potential issue with this is that they don't necessarily come across as griffins from this angle, but we're just trying stuff. So this one will have the parent with the much larger adult beak. Oh, I drew it off center. Well, I'll make it really big. I think I'd make it smaller to match the baby's mouth, but this way we do get that close up. We could move this down even, so there's less of the nest and there can be more of the cupcake in the adult's beak. Grandma or grandpa birthday? Yeah, that'd be another good one. Another family birthday. We could just try that right now. We don't have to stick with that scene. Like an older couple. It's Valentine's Day. So they're all squished together, all fun. Like, oh, kind of romantic birthday. I know, since it's grandma, grandpa, they gotta be looking at their babies. Well, their grandbabies. Their little legs. And the back legs. Back griffin legs. So let's have their three. We'll still stick with these three. 3 grandbabies. Oh, I know. They could be carrying gifts in their mouths. Little strings. This one's wing is up just because it fills up the space better and is more interesting than all the wings being down. That's cute. It's so small. I realize I have not really shown that much what I've been doing. So here's a little quick look at that. This is the one with Ranger in there. Yeah, if we had done more in-class thumbnail sketches in my illustration classes, I think it would have been a lot more people would have done their thumbnail sketches like they were supposed to. So few people actually did them. I was like, how's everybody passing these classes? It's supposed to be a requirement to do X amount of thumbnail sketches. Like, nobody's doing them. Whatever. The people who lose out the most is the people not doing them because they're not exercising their mind's full potential by trying different things. But it still is kind of annoying when people are passing the same classes as you and you're like working your butt off to like meet every requirement and then like they're just slacking their way through. And I'm like, ah. I still quite like this. That funny background. Ah, this is so fun. so fun to do this. This is very hard, actually, to think of enough. That's why, like, I totally understand why. That's why we were required to do, like, 50. I don't think we were required to do it through all the illustration classes. There were, like, how many classes? 4 or 6, I think, illustration classes. Or maybe it was 5 because there were 4 main ones and then the capstone class. But definitely in the first couple classes, we were required, or was supposed to be, supposedly required to do 50. And the point is not to do 50, but because when you aim for a high enough number, it becomes hard, and that's when you really start thinking of new, different stuff. So now that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing a lot of straight-on compositions, I'm really realizing. So let's try like a top-down view. That's something we haven't tried yet. Top-down view with the nest right in the middle. Nice little scratchy lines to indicate the sticks. Well, if I'm still thinking of your idea to do like a tofu and stuff for the subscriber badge, I think that's such a cute idea. Just make it my favorite foods. What else is my favorite food? Peanut butter cups. Oh, there's a brand called Go Max Go, and they make all the vegan versions of your favorite movie theater style candy bars. And I love they call them Cleo's cups, and they're their peanut butter cups. That's so good. I just had them last week, so that's what I'm thinking about them. A peanut butter cup would be a funny badge. All right, so in this, let's see. So I drew this, but I think I want to rarely erase doing thumbnail sketches, but I realize I want to do something different. To have the top-down view, you'd sort of be mostly seeing their heads, because of the perspective would make the heads a lot bigger than the bodies. Okay, put this back in here. So I don't want to keep it out and allow myself to get distracted by erasing too much. Okay. So with the head, even though I cut this little fellow in half with the seam, I don't really like that. So let's keep 2 on one side. It's okay if it's their body. I don't like to do that to the face. So we'll have the little peepers calling for their cupcakes, birthday cupcakes, yay! We'll say this one's wing is all the way open. Maybe trying to open on this side, but the sibling is in the way, so can't be all the way open. Here's their tails curving around. And then over here is the third sibling. So this body is also squished up in. And then, so this, let's see. I keep having the parent on this side feed from up here. Let's try something different and have them feeding from down here. So the head will be even bigger because we're adult size, but we'll say they're facing down, looking down, so otherwise the beak would cover this baby right here. And anyway, they're probably looking down at their baby. So we've got, let's see, the baby would probably be facing the parent. Even the body is facing this way. The head could turn. And that's another thing that's nice, because then it's a slightly different dynamic of the body instead of it always being straight, straight, straight. Oh, and here we could do, oh, I actually love this. We could have these starry eyes on like everybody who's waiting or has the cupcake still. And then the one with the cake face can be, so let's see, this one's probably waiting. Okay, so let's say this one is eating. So we'll put happy eyes on this one. because they got what they wanted. The delicious cupcake. So it's cupcake in the mouth. And then this baby. All right, let's try having both parents coming in from the bottom. This baby is the cake face baby. So maybe just with sort of hopeful little eyes. Oh, Gryphons and Gryphons. This is just my own interpretation, but I think it's just a locality thing. I'm pretty sure Gryphon comes from the let's see. I feel like that's more of the Greek spelling, and Gryphon with the double F is British Isles kind of spelling. And so there actually are slight differences because British Isles has griffins as part of heraldry. So like the like shield, you might have like a shield with some shapes on it or different colors, or like a lion, or it might be like a griffin or a dragon or something. And those are slightly different from the mythological griffins from Greece, although they definitely have the same origin. So to me, it's just like, for one, as far as spelling goes, it's just personal choice. Like in the realms of fantasy, I spell it Gryphon because of the book series by Mercedes Lackey. Her book series is actually what made me so fascinated with griffins, because I found it when I was in junior high school, and I reread it as an adult, and I was like, wow, I can't believe they had this in a junior high school library, because it is so violent. It is extremely violent. And I actually didn't like it reading it as an adult because it was so violent. But it laid the seed in my mind that there's something other than dragons and unicorns in the world of fantasy. So it's all thanks to Herbert. The first one is called the Black Gryphon. There's the Black Gryphon, the Silver Gryphon. I don't remember which one. The Black Gryphon comes first. There's Silver Gryphon, and then there's another one. And I read those all in junior high school and blew my mind. I never thought, it was all dragons. It was all dragons. So like in Lord of the Rings, you do have some other creatures, but the only like really big, powerful, like how can I say, non-humanoid creatures are dragons. I mean, I guess there's those Oliphants, but they're being controlled. They're used by the humanoid characters. But the dragons are only used in the sense that Mordor took advantage of their vicious nature to sort of help Mordor's cause, but they weren't necessarily under the control. But maybe some of them were. Anyway, there's no griffins in Middle-earth that I've ever known about. Maybe there are, and I'm only in the first part of the Silmarillion. But anyway, yeah, I think it's mostly just a spelling choice, but there is kind of a difference when you think of the regions that generally choose these two different spellings. I don't know if that helped you at all. Okay, so I kind of like this. Let's see, out of all the ones I've done so far, and then if I fold them in half, that's something. So if I fold them in half, what does the front look like? I think it is good. So like this one doesn't work at all, because this is the front. So I guess if we flipped it around, but the cupcake is cut off. But this one on this side, or maybe this one, where it's zoomed out a little bit. And we've got somebody way close to the viewer so you can get more sense of depth. And it still looks pretty good, although it doesn't quite. I would like to find a composition where it looks like its own thing on the front, and then it's just a nice extra bonus surprise to realize that there's more to it on the back. Try this one again, but with not one of the babies being cut off. So we'll have the edge of the nest, or not cut off, but cut in half by the fold. Oh, if you got the birthday card version, or you mean the sketches. I do have the blue line that I added to help me visualize where the crease would be. But it's still not quite the same as just folding it and seeing. I've actually on previous ones literally folded it so I could see what it looked like, but I don't want to fold it yet because I'm still filling these out. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I've filled in, sometimes I do like a little circle and I'm like, no, not that, and then I move on. But I have really filled these in and still working on more ideas. Okay, so we're going to do two babies on one side, and we're not going to do them straight across like this. I've got the nest curved, so we'll have them on not uneven footing, but at different heights to match the shape of the nest. So let's see their little necks, and then the bodies come out with their wings. And we'll have their feet. I guess not. I keep drawing their feet on the edge of the nest, but they don't have to have both feet on the edge. They could have one in the nest too. And then on the back half, so shall we have the third one? I was thinking of just having the third one be like these two, but over here by themselves. But maybe we have the third one getting a cupcake, so they can be facing the other way, looking up with the beak open. Big saucer eyes. One hand up on the edge of the nest to stabilize themselves. And then maybe this sibling here can be looking toward the same source of cupcakes. This will be the cake face sibling, already finished eating. And they're like, oh, maybe there's more for me. A little bit open mouth, hoping. Cake smears on the face. And then this sibling can have their happy eyes. And they've got the cupcake in the mouth. Eating the cupcake now. Super happy. First birthday. Okay, I'm going to draw the cupcake first because last time I made the beak first and then the cupcake ended up being gigantic for this. Gigantically sized for the size of the baby's mouth. Okay, then we can put the adult's beak around it. That's better. Ooh, this might be nice too because what we have going on here, so thinking about it, the person receives it in the mail and it's closed, and this is what they see. And we have a baby griffin looking over here, and it's like, what are they looking at? Maybe that would prompt the person to flip it over, perhaps, to see the rest of the story, or open it up, either way. So that's the strength of this composition. But what do we have in the background? We could have, so we've got the nest, of course, the outside edges of the crazy, messy cormorant nest. Ooh, it's looking really windy outside. All the trees are... We're supposed to be getting rain this evening. I've been kind of looking forward to it because rain's my favorite. Doesn't seem like it's raining yet, though. Okay. So in the background, we could have sort of branches and more griffins off in the distance. Looking different ways. Maybe we'll have a few griffins stacked on top of each other here. These are also kid griffins messing around. I feel like, so we filled in half of this page, no more than 2/3 of this page so far. And I feel like I want to decide between a sort of party atmosphere, which we've got going on here, and a more intimate scene with his just family bonding on this, the really special occasion. We could also really simplify it, have something similar to this. This is a totally different idea that I have not tried yet, but still doing the baby griffin's first birthday idea, which I really love. I really want to go with that for this year. And we have two. We'll just have two. And they're kind of the same. But one, oh, we could do this multiple ways. We could even, it could almost seem like it's the same griffin, but before and after. But this one is looking up. I love the idea of the starry saucer eyes. I keep going back to that. It's the face that I had as a kid when I'd come in and see all my birthday presents and my cake and everything. Okay, so this is the front of the card. Baby griffin looking up. Oh man, what is that? So excited. Holding on to the side of the nest because they need to support themselves as they look straight up. And then on the back, have the, maybe we'll have it on a slight angle so it's not exactly the same, but this is a sibling with the cake face. So the sibling already got their cupcake. Maybe this one is so happy about it, they put their wings up. And that could also bring the viewer in, because they'll be like, only seeing this half. Like, what is this? And look on the back, maybe. We could even have the, I don't know how exactly they'd eat the cupcake, but the hands could have little cake on them too. Yeah, we're two entire different scenes. Yeah, that is another thing that could be done. So this one is like, this is all one scene happening, but it could also be interpreted as before and after, but could even, like, let's just try it. Could have it be a diptych. With the same kind of idea. And let's try this one. Not just looking up, but like stretching up. Because the cormorants have a pretty long neck. Though if you have it like this, you can't really see their cool saucer star eyes that I want to give them. I don't want to get too stuck on any one idea yet. After I do all these thumbnails, I'll percolate on it, and I'll probably pick one by tomorrow. Stretching up for dear cupcake. What if you did the card horizontal and had a blank back? I could have the blank back, but I really want it to be like it's both a card and an illustration gift, so that everybody who gets it is like not just receiving it, like, so that if they wanted to, it could also be an art piece that they received if they wanted to display it flat. So I am determined to have it spread across both sides, but because that's another thing that I think it helps make it unique. It's not just that I made the artwork or something, but like nobody, well, not nobody, I won't say nobody. That's not good, because probably somebody does this, but rarely do you find cards that are designed to go across front and back, you know, in a store. So I feel like it makes it kind of special. Ooh, what if we have this one? Okay, hold on a little. I forgot what I was doing. But we could try horizontal and having the scene go across in that direction. There's no reason not to do that. It can still be two parts. What am I trying to say? It can still be an illustration that spans both sides of the card, but be horizontal. Because with my seasonal Gryphon series, I do want them to all be the same. It bothers me if it would be like one is not the same orientation out of the 4. But this is just birthday cards, so it could be like this. So actually, after I finish this one, so this is like meant to be, I'll actually put a note, before, after. And we'll have the head sort of over to the side, really showing off the messy beak. Ooh, I just thought of another thing we could do too. Have it really close up. Really, really, really showing off that messy face. Put the tail in there to show how happy. So when they're stretching up like this, the tail probably stretching down to help push. But now they're all squished up because they got their cupcake. So happy. And tail's all up, happy. The top middle one? What, this one? I really love the saucer star eyes. I would love to be able... Several of these have been able to... I think this is the first one I drew it in. I love the idea of incorporating that somehow. Having at least one with a, yes, give me cake. Okay, so let's try, we only have 3 left. So let's try some horizontal ones. Or, well, that's weird. These ones are horizontal. Vertical. Vertical, but the front half of the card becomes horizontal. Yes, because when it's folded, that's what it becomes. So this will still be the front of the card, though. So how to... Oh, we could do this kind of idea. Oh, that's a great idea. Maybe that'll work. So it's the same idea as like this one, but this way, so that you don't see that the cupcakes are being delivered until you look at the back. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. I feel like I just realized I don't think I thanked you for giving me nice, kind words. Thank you, thank you. I'm so into the brainstorming that it just, it took a while for me to process. I really appreciate you being with me here and chatting with me and giving me ideas and stuff. As always, I always do appreciate it. It really does help. I loved the classroom environment when we were working on stuff together. I know I've talked about it before, but it really is so wonderful. And it doesn't just have to be with art making or like traditionally what people think of as creative stuff. But creative just means create something. Whoa, my computer is freaking out. So if you're hearing a loud fan sound, it's probably because I left Photoshop open. I knew it would take up resources even though I wasn't using it. So I had to print this out on stream because I forgot. So I had to open up Photoshop to get that. Okay, so let's try, I really do like the idea of one waiting, one's got theirs, one has eaten theirs. So we'll have this one stretching up and also helps point the viewer in the direction of what are they looking at? Let's look at the back, maybe. I love that spinning one. It's so funny. She looks like a really fast slug going around a square. Like, it's so surprising. Spinning Happy Ranger. Let's see. I'm trying to imagine if a griffin was trying to stretch up. I think they'd stretch their wings down. Of course, I can later look at some videos of baby birds. Well, but those kind of baby birds are so small that they're not a year old. Or the human equivalent of a year old, even. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just look up videos later and just see if I can get some inspiration for how exactly these would be positioned. Okay, so this one, reaching up for the cupcake. This one has the cupcake. Or maybe it would be better to have the one in the middle be, because it would go like this. Is it better to make a V shape, or is it better to make like a hill? Might not be a better, just different. Well, first I'll try what I said at first, which is waiting, received, and done. So this one has the cupcake in the mouth still. Oh, welcome back! Hello! That's an adorable. Ah, it's adorable. Me, 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 me. That little kitty. Me, 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 me. All right. And this one, let's do, so I'm thinking maybe having it face a different way. Looking up, like we've done in a previous one, looking up, hoping for more, maybe? Maybe there's more? Like when I give my dogs treats, and then they look at me like, I want some more of that. We could have the star eyes in this one too, even though I already had some cupcake. Okay, this is the messy face one too. That's why the star eyes, because now this one knows that it's yummy. Okay, so and then having two looking up would possibly direct the viewer to also try to figure out, because this would be the back of the card when it's folded. And on the back, we would have parent Gryphon. Here's a cupcake. And a parent Gryphon delivering the cupcake. And this is nice. Leaves, at least the size I've drawn this, it leaves more room instead of just a sort of disembodied beak. We can have the parent's head and neck showing. Maybe even curved around to show the chest. Parent also has a happy eye, I think. Happy anime style eye. What time is it? Ooh, we only have 5 minutes. Wow. This is why I don't usually fill up the page, because I can't usually get myself to sit down for 2 hours to work only on... Oh no! There's not disk space to continue recording. I wonder if my recording stopped. I might have to get it off of Twitch. Well, I can't do anything about it now, so I guess I'll actually bring OBS back up. So that's why my computer was freaking out. I just got to transfer my old videos to... Oh, I just got my Wii Fit goal. Yay! I still use my Wii Fit U. Still getting all the maps and stuff. Okay, anyway, we only have a few minutes left, so might have to just get the recording off of Twitch and put that on YouTube. All right, so the other parent already fed. So maybe they are just, let's see, how do I want to do it? I don't want to make it too, if I have two of these shapes reversed from one another, that's a little bit too, it seems like symbolic instead of just a scene. So I want to do a different angle maybe. Like, how about this? And neck is coming out this way. Oh yeah, because this parent just fed the one in the middle. Does that make sense? Maybe something like that. Three minutes. I gotta think. Right? Happens. Yeah. This is the first time I've ever gotten that. I must have a lot of... Well, it makes sense because I've been doing twice as long streams. Still 3 days a week, but... Another idea in the next few minutes. Oh yeah. Could have... I thought... Oh, I forgot already what I wanted to do. I wanted to... Oh, let's face it this way. We could have a super close-up on a single baby. Kind of like that photo you sent me, Wolf. Single baby Gryphon. I don't expect to use this, but this is one of those, like, let's sketch every idea and get them all out there. Especially since there's not much time left. So this is going to be the front. Oh, it'll be upside down though. Well, but we're just trying. Doesn't matter. Okay. Long neck. Shoulders with the wings. And the mouth is not centered at all. The point is to have one that's a lot more close up to show the messy cake face of the 1-year-old birthday Gryphon. And then on the back would be more. It would be weird to have the image this orientation because this is the edge of the card. But I think it would help the viewer think about looking on the back to see why is it upside down. All right, so the nest would be really big. It's the crazy, messy stick nest. And maybe put one hand out, holding on. The other one will be just down. Ooh, we're at time. Wow, nice. I think this is the most thumbnails I've done for an illustration in a long time, like in years. So before we go raid, I'm gonna leave off with one last look at the different thumbnail ideas. I really like this one, so this is only the second one I did, but I like that one a lot. Just a bunch of different ideas, different angles, different amounts of characters, different levels of zoom, or levels of closeness. Not really zoom, because it's not like it's a camera, I'm just drawing it, but... And this is the one where it's like, okay, what if the Gryphon babies are actually celebrating their grandparents' birthday? This is sort of like the Three Stooges. And this one, before and after idea, and then here's where we went with a horizontal, once it's folded, horizontal card. I really like this one too. And this is the one where it would be upside down if you were just normally looking at the card, but then once you opened it, it'd be like, oh, it's right side up. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to pick one of these, maybe do more, but I'll probably just pick something or something similar to this and get started on some reference research for tomorrow's stream. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yay. Thank you so much. Everybody's giving me nice words today. I really appreciate it because thumbnails are really, really rough. They're really rough on purpose. Okay, so let's raid. Let's raid. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my volume is down on my phone for now. Go to Twitch. Let's see. Got an ad. Oh, I don't want an ad. I want to know who's streaming. Oh, it looks like David Peterson is actually streaming this time. So let's just go raid him. He's the only person I'm following right now who's streaming. So that's makes things simple. Easy to decide. Yay! Okay. / getting good at this. / raid. And David Peterson with an E. Okay, it started. All right, while the countdown's going, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. It was so awesome, as usual, made awesome progress. I'm very proud of myself, and I couldn't have done it without you. Like, seriously, I am making this progress thanks to streaming being like a promise that I've made. So thank you. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be back with more illustration. For now, let's go red. Whee! Oh, thank you, XD. You are welcome. I don't know if anybody is still here, but if you are, I'm going to end my stream. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.